As for the thumbnail and also title, I guess you guys are already understand that what kind of video topic this video is going to be. So today I'm going to talk about the HSR's new Endgame mode, which is a starward expansion, how it is actually better than the ZZZ critical node, which was already updated like 6 months ago. Now these two games share the similar things, especially the Endgame mode, where they require the 3 fully built teams, and also the rewards are similar as well as. Now when it comes to the requirement to get the whole rewards, it is totally different from each other. Despite being having the same company, which is a Hoyoverse, these two games company management are totally different, which totally have the higher amount of difference in between those two games when you are going to dig up and also research a little bit of a better. Now another thing is that I haven't even uploaded ZZZ content in my channel for a long time. The reason is that they are taking the Genshin Impact path, and it is actually very much of a tedious to compete with it. Now why am I saying this? Because Genshin Impact before the Natal release, they were considered as a most active field game, because if you do have the child international team, which is consists of a child which was from the 1.0 version character, and also the Shangling, Bennett, and also another character which is going to be the Kazuha, around like a 1.6 version character. If you do have this kind of teams, this team is still slap after being like a 2 years later. That's how much of a powerful, and also that's how much of a F2P that game was before the Natal release. But after the Natal release, they just added so many restrictions. If you don't even have the certain characters from the certain regions, and also if you cannot even break the defense with the certain enemies with the reaction what the actually very much popular in that right moment, I guess you cannot even clear the endgame mode, not even deal a single amount of damage into the enemy, which is actually become a very much of a predatory practice, which Genshin has been doing it after Natal release. Even to this day, it is still ongoing. I don't know when it is going to be stopped. I guess when the story is going to be done for the Genshin Impact, they are going to stop at this point. ZZZ is also following the same path, where if you really want to play the endgame mode in current position with the old characters, you cannot even do that. Even if you're like a Miyabi, which is kind of like a most powerful broken character for a Wide Hunter, she still struggle to clear the endgame mode just because of the HP increase, and also the requirement to certain bosses to deal the damage is very much of a highly restricted, which makes yourself to pull a certain character you don't even like it at the first place. Anyway, that's the reason why I haven't even uploaded ZZZ, but I really wish that I could even totally play this game all over again. I am actually hoping to come back into their 2nd anniversary, where they are going to release, what's the name her again? Yes, Rabiel, but that's not even 100% guarantee. So let's start the video. So HSR's new endgame mode, which is a Star Wars expansion. Now this Star Wars expansion is also the similar thing what the ZZZ critical node had already been released in like a 6 months ago, where you really require 3 teams, and also in those 3 teams you have to clear the endgame mode. Without the 3 teams, you cannot even participate the endgame mode in the first place. But if you somehow not even able to clear the 3-star from the each individual endgame mode, then you also going to get the full rewards. That's the thing that the game is actually going to be provided in here. Suppose if I just give you an example, you do have a 2 powerful most broken teams in your account, but the 3rd teams is somewhat kind of like a meh. If you just somehow try to play it, that's another stage with that like a low class team or like a low powerful team, I guess you could manage to do a 2-star or somewhat like a close to 3 star, then I guess you are able to get the full rewards. Now the reason is why. The main thing the HSR actually allow you to sum up the whole over numbers in those like a 3 stages, which the ZZZ does not even allow you to have that. If you really want to clear and also get the full rewards, you have to get the individual score for the another stage, which is another things what the ZZZ has been doing since the day they just updated their Shui defense. Since the game is actually taking the Genshin Impact path, completing the each and every stage with a 3-star killer with your old units is actually pretty much of a tedious. But when it comes to the HSR new Star Wars expansion, when they actually announced it in their live stream, we thought that they are also following the ZZZ mode when they are going to release it. But after releasing and also in a practical use cases, they just totally shattered it. And also if you just somehow not even able to clear the 3-star in each and every stage, just only going to clear the 2-star each and every stages, then you are also going to get the 800 Pivo gem, which is the base rewards, which you are also going to happen before the Star Wars mode expansion added into this game. But if you are really one of those like a hardcore player who really want to test your characters, if you do have most of the higher amount of character builds but not even able to use it since the character does not even have any kind of like a value into the current meta, I guess this is your time to shine it and also see that can your character push their limits or not. If you're somehow able to push it, then you are going to get rewarded with a 100 Primogen. But when it comes to the ZZZ, it does not even allow that, and the amount of like atrocity they has been editing, especially certain characters require the certain mechanics to break the defense, especially the miasma mechanics. Yes, miasma mechanics is actually very much of a cool thing. Suppose if you do have a good stun character, miasma shield can be even break by stun character if you do have a higher impact of a certain stun characters, which is actually allow you to have a higher amount of like a stun window and also going going to do the much damage, because when you are going to break the miasma shield, certain characters are going to get a good amount of damage, which also going to help you to clear the endgame mode much faster than ever. This is the thing what the Xenogears Zero has been providing to us, but recently they added in so many kind of like elements, especially the wind elements is the new element, and also some of those like another miasma mechanic shield are going to be added in here, which makes the players more engaged to the battle, where they cannot even clear it with a one swoop. But when it comes to the HSR, they are also kind of like a power keeping issue in the since the day of the launch of a HRON. Yes, the first anniversary when they launched the HRON, the game has been taken another step to increase the HP of a certain enemy, not actually certain enemy, each and every enemy has been increasing, and also a new character are going to be the better than the previous character. But before the HRN release, that was not even the main thing what the HSR has been providing to us. Now the main thing about the HSR is that it is not even open world game, not even actually full open world game. So for that reason, the character combo and also other things are going to be very much of a limited. So character creation in the HSR game is very much of a low requirement time compared to the Xenogears Zero, Wuthering Waves, and also the Genshin Impact. Those are the open world game and consider as a semi-open world game. In semi-open world case, Xenogears Zero could be the first place. But when it comes to the actual of a character models, HSR is a very much of a simplistic, and also the requirement for a character creation of HSR takes very much of a low time. That's why in a certain patch you could see much more character release way more than any other games, and that's the reason the game is actually speed up way much faster than ever. If you are seeing that your character cannot even perform the way they are actually performing when you are already pulled that character, it is the reason the new character are also going to be better than the previous character. Since they released the much more new character in a single patch faster than ever, the game is actually going to be the progress much faster than ever than you might even see any other games. That's the reason why HSR has been called as a more power keep things and also more kind of like a predatory things in some people's cases. But this game is actually going to provide you some of those like a most powerful F2P characters that you could ever see. So if I just give you an example, there is also another things which is the Remembrance MC. Yes, when the Remembrance class was introduced back in 2025, this game was introduced to us another most powerful F2P character that you could even have, which is the RMC. Man, RMC Remembrance MC is very much a powerful character. You can consider as a Temu version of a Sireni. What Sireni could even do, even consider as kind of like a small fraction of a power of a Sireni. But when it comes to the another character which is the EMC, kind of like elation characters, if you just somehow not even able to get the any of those like a top tier elation support characters or any other support characters, that elation MC could actually fill up those teammates and also fill up the requirement of your support elation characters. There's a very much of a huge W thing what the HSR has been doing it, despite being having the most power keep issue, just because of they are releasing the new character each and every patch much faster than any other games. That's the reason. But when it comes to the Xenogears Zero, they has not even giving us that much of a powerful free character who can carry the meta despite being not having the certain character for the certain endgame mode. That's the reason why HSR has been doing good in the new endgame mode, what the Xenogears Zero could even have been better in the first place when they actually announced it in the 3-team requirement for an endgame mode in like a 6 months ago. So I guess that's all for it. I hope that you already understand what I'm trying to say here, and also why this like HSR Stalwart mode is actually better than the Xenogears Zero. Despite being the similar company, the management could totally change the whole game perspective from certain cases, and this is the case that you have to understand. I hope that you like it. If you leave a like, and also if you really want to see this much of a comparison and also this much of a in-depth of a analytics for certain games, you could totally subscribe to my channel. If you do have any of those like a question regarding this topic, you can totally ask me, and also if you have any kind of like opinion on my opinion, you can totally let me know in the comment section. So till then, see you on the next video. Peace.